We discussed about redundancy. Redundancy means backup. Basically, you should have some kind of backup for network, uh, processing, storage, or power. Any kind of cloud services, we need the backup, basically duplicate things, so that availability will not get affected. That is the main objective of redundancy. Redundancy we have seen in lot of factors. Okay. And along with that, we discussed about cloud service models and cloud deployment models. In case of cloud service models, we talked about platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. We will get in detail about those deployment, about those service deployment, cloud service models. Okay. And cloud deployment models, we talked about public cloud, private cloud, and community cloud. And the last one is a hybrid cloud. Public cloud, which can be accessed over the internet. Private cloud within the office. Only within the company or within the office premises, you should be able to access the cloud services. Community cloud, those are meant for some kind of community, or it will be shared across the organizations or some groups, right? That is a community cloud. The next one is hybrid cloud, combination of two or more clouds from the above top three list. That is called the hybrid cloud. Cloud service models, very, very important concept. If you are attempting for cloud security examinations, be it CCSC or CCSP, you will get at least 4 to 5 questions on this diagram itself. Okay. We just discussed about infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, and on-premises. On-premise environment, I have taken the example of our data center within Bangalore location, right? In Bangalore, you have a data center where you have the servers allocated for it, and it has some operating system and framework, and we are trying to manage the data and the application. It is like this. We are not dependent on the CSPs. CSP stands for Cloud Service Providers. Okay. CSC stands for Cloud Service Consumers. On-premises is a non-cloud environment. You have your data and applications hosted within your office and supporting platform, then framework, operating system, and servers, storage, network are completely managed by the application owner. Application owner means earcard.com. Just now, earcard.com, I have taken the example. I am the owner for that website, and the entire infrastructure is there in my Bangalore office data center. That is an example of on-premises. When it comes to the cloud service models, we have 3 types of services. One is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. For better understanding, you can start from a software as a service. Software as a service means the entire storage, servers, and virtualization till operating system are being managed by the cloud service providers. That's called CSPs. Then the middleware and runtime. These are called the framework. Basically, with the help of middleware, we can use that middleware to develop some application. I can write my own code to develop the application based on this middleware and runtime. Once the application is developed, then I have to manage that application. I have to manage that data. So in case of software as a service, entire this infrastructure, middleware, and applications and its data are being managed by the CSPs. Some of the examples are Facebook, Gmail, then Office 365. All these applications are being developed by the CSPs. we just sign up and make use of those services. This comes under software as a service. Okay. The next thing is platform as a service. You see here in the bottom, managed by the provider in the blue, which means that the framework, including the virtualization and storage and servers, up to framework or runtime environment is being managed by provider. Then the applications and data is being managed by the CS, being managed by the application owner. What do you mean by application owner? Assume like I just need the framework. I want to develop my own application. I write my own code, and even along with the code, the data also I have to manage as an application owner. Okay. They just provide the environment where I can develop some application. That's called platform as a service. Okay. The next one is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure means they don't provide the framework. They'll give you the operating system. So on the cloud, over the cloud, using the website of AWS or Azure or GCP, you can log in and they'll provide you the operating system. Using that operating system, you have to deploy the framework, be it Java, CISSP framework. You install it. On that, again, you try to develop some applications as an application owner. Once the application is developed, cloud service consumers make use of these services. That is in case of infrastructure as a service. These are the main categories of cloud service models. Very important picture where most of the questions will be asked on this related to cloud service CSCs. I'll ask you some simple questions. Try to answer like which category does it falls under. The first question, one gaming application company called Alto X Gaming. Okay. They have completely given the ownership, development, management, and infrastructure to a CSPs. That gaming company just makes use of the services, and they will provide the services to the consumers. Okay, the application is completely being developed by the CSPs itself, and the data is also being managed by the CSPs itself. To which category does this cloud service model comes under? It is very clear that software is being managed, data is being managed by the cloud service providers. So the answer is software as a service. Okay. One more application, one more example. One of the healthcare application owner, they don't want to share the applications and data to the CSPs, but they need the application to be ready, the framework to be ready from the CSPs. The application owner just make use of the framework rather than providing the data or the application's behavior to the CSPs. What is the correct answer? they're not sharing the data, they're not sharing the application, right? That is the example of platform as a service. The next example, one of the application owner, due to the restrictions with respect to the cryptocurrency, they have used their own servers, they have used their own operating system, and completely their data center operations are being managed within their premises, within their office environment. What is the answer? This time, the storage is being managed by application owner itself. They are not outsourcing it. Even the operating system also, they have their own operating system. If the complete storage server networks are from the application owner, definitely the operating system or the data will be from them only. Okay, they don't give like cloud service providers, they don't take storage from the cloud owners. Sorry, from the application owners. Okay, this is all the concept behind cloud service models. Very, very important concept. Without this, you will not get into the cloud. Okay, just revise these concepts for 2 minutes. Then we'll move on to the next concept. This also we discussed. Okay. Along with these concepts, we discussed as per NIST, what is a cloud architecture, right? Anyone wants to answer that question? Cloud architecture consists of CSP, CSC, then we'll start the practical labs from next week, guys, because without knowing the theory concepts, you'll not be able to get into the practical labs. These are also very important. In case if you have any interviews, yesterday's session and today's session will be helpful for you to crack the interviews. As per the NIST, we have these 5 actors in the cloud architecture. Cloud deployment models are easy to understand and to remember. CSP and CSC. Along with that, we got cloud carrier, then cloud audit, and cloud broker. Right? Okay. Just try to understand this picture for 2 minutes. Then we'll move on to the quiz. We'll take the quiz for yesterday's session. After that, we'll get into the platform and infrastructure as a security concept. So far, whatever we have discussed is the first chapter, first module, module 1, introduction. As part of that, we have covered all the topics that are related to the introduction. That's it. And the 10 modules are there. Each session will try to cover 1 module. Okay, shall we get on to the quiz? Okay, so as part of NIST, this is the cloud architecture for reference, and we discussed about CSPs, cloud service providers, and some of the examples of cloud service providers are Azure, AWS, okay, GCP, VMware, Oracle, IBM. Like this, lot many cloud service providers are there. And within these cloud service providers, what they do? They provide these services, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay. And they have their own hardware. They have their own facilities. What is meant by facilities? Basically, data centers. We discussed about redundancy, right? Redundancy in power, network, RAM, storage, LAN, all these things, redundancy should be there. For that, we need some facilities. Hardware. If you want to host some software, definitely we need the hardware. And physical components for protecting this infrastructure. Then cloud service management. This is one more component. Basically, how we are managing these resources, configurations, security, and privacy about the CSP. Outside of CSP, we have cloud consumer who is going to make use of these services, right? Cloud carrier. Lot of data centers are there, lot of services are there, complaints are there, security tools are there. How these are able to communicate with each other? They are able to communicate, and for communication purpose, we make use of cloud carrier. Cloud auditor. What does it mean by cloud audit? We have this entire cloud infrastructure. Ensure like you provide regular monitoring, and audit all your services, security, performance, right? And privacy for all these services. That is the responsibility of the cloud auditors. Then cloud broker, service intermediation, aggregation, and arbitrage. What is meant by this? Basically, as I said, some of the services of cloud providers will not be directly deployed to the cloud consumer because cloud consumer might not be having the enough knowledge to understand these concepts. So cloud brokers, what they do, they try to enable the services of CSPs to the cloud consumers on behalf of CSPs. Okay, that's what the duty of the cloud brokers. The 5 actors of cloud architecture are CSP, CSC, auditor, carrier, and brokers. That's it. You can read it here, the definition of CSP, the definition of cloud consumer, cloud auditors. So they do the audit and they try to give their own opinion. Cloud broker, manage cloud services between consumers and CSPs. Cloud carrier, responsible for communication and transportation services. What are the objectives of cloud security? Yeah, I see one of the question from one of you. From Rakesh. From cost-wise and security-wise, which one is better compared to all? See, cost-wise, security-wise, I would say cloud is better than on-prem, but depending on your business purpose, you have to select the appropriate cloud service model. PaaS or SaaS or IaaS, it depends on application to application. But overall, the cloud service objectives are security. For better security, we move on to the cloud. Then scalability. Then compliance. Okay. There is no need for us to depend on some IT operations or some other person to maintain the complaints. They take care of the complaints. And cost-wise also, it will bring down your operating cost. Scalability is one more example of cloud security objectives. Cloud security issues we discussed, right? Shared responsibility model, the same concept we discussed. Like you see in SaaS, completely CSP takes care of everything end to end. In case of on-premises, the application owner takes care of everything from top to bottom, from applications to storage and network. Whereas IaaS and PaaS are the only two things which are shared between the cloud service providers and the application owners. In PaaS, applications or data are managed by the application owners. Rest is from the CSPs. You see in IaaS? Okay. I'll be sharing you these PDF documents for your reference. You get the PDF documents and you get the videos in one of the websites. As of now, YouTube, and soon we'll enable a website where you can access all the videos. Some elements of cloud security are there. We'll move on to this concept later. Let us take the quiz now. Let us see how much you are able to get it. Any questions, anyone before we move on to the quiz? You can post your question in the chat window, or you can unmute and ask me. Can I get the attendance for today? Your name, location, and the batch, which batch you have been enrolled. Okay, then we'll move to the quiz. Reply only to me, don't reply to all when you're answering the quiz questions. Meantime, you should try to give the attendance, please. Attendance also, you can reply only to me. For freshers also, these concepts are important. Lot of theory is there first 3 sessions or 4 sessions. From 5th to 5, 6, 7, 8, more practicals we'll do. Okay. Okay, guys. Let us move on with the quiz. The first question, identify the CSP from the below list. When I say CSP, they should have the capability of IES, PAS, and SAS. By going through these cloud concepts, you get a very fair idea about different kinds of services, controls that are there in a software company. Okay, like identity and authentication issues, IAM management, security controls, then compliance. You can correlate that to on-premises as well. What are the different CSPs from this below list? Last 10 seconds to answer this question. First one is Azure. That is one of the correct answer. AWS, yes, one of the correct answers. Paytm is not a CSP. Okay. They don't provide IAS and PAS. Oracle, yes, one more CSP. IBM, one more CSP. The correct answer is A, B, D, and E. Second question, what is the definition of hybrid cloud? What do you mean by hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud, I said, the combination of 2 or more clouds, right? Public and private, yes, that is one of the example. Combination of, the second one is Combination of community cloud and private cloud. That is also one of the examples. But combination, the one answer which satisfies all the condition is combination of two or more clouds from public, private, and community. Okay. The correct answer is C. If you say public and private, it means that public and community is not the correct answer. Option A. Like that, you have to take it. C is the correct answer. Identify the cloud service models from the list. It can be one or more. Last 1 minute. The correct answers are SaaS and PaaS. These are the cloud service models. Okay. We have to correct the question. Yeah, that's fine. Public cloud, on-prem or cloud deployment models. Service models are SaaS and PaaS. One more is IaaS. IaaS. As per NIST, what are the actors in cloud architecture? It can be one or more, you have to put it down. We discussed about CSP, cloud provider, cloud consumer, right? These are the two correct answers. Along with that, we talked about audit, carrier, and broker. Cloud security is not the actor in CSP. Cloud security is a common term that is used for protecting the entire architecture, but is not the actor. Okay. The correct answers are A, B, D, E, and F. Next question. In case of infrastructure as a service, storage, network, virtualization, or responsibility of cloud consumer, is it true or false? In case of infrastructure as a service, this comes under CSPs. The infrastructure as a service means we are trying to purchase. What are we trying to purchase? See, SaaS, everything is from CSP. PaaS, they provide the framework and we try to develop the application. In case of IaaS, they provide what? They provide only operating system to us. If they are providing the operating system to us, we try to develop the framework and we manage the data. But storage, network, virtualization are the responsibility of still with CSP. They will give us these details. Okay. It is not with cloud consumer. So the statement is false. Always remember, storage is being managed by the storage, hardware, network, virtualization. Whatever is the cloud service model, CSPs will take care of it. Okay. That is the correct answer. The statement is false. In case of on-premises, storage, network, virtualization are responsibility of cloud consumer. Is it true or false? When it comes to on-premises, you can imagine like there is no CSP at all. All right. We don't have any dependency with CSPs. Everything is from the cloud consumer. The statement is true. In case of SaaS, applications and data are responsibility of cloud service providers. True or false? You will get little confused, but still you try to read twice all these diagrams and concepts. You will become familiar with this. If you guys, okay, we'll discuss this later. In case of SaaS, application and data are responsibility of cloud service provider. Yes, that is correct. True statement. We are just using the application, that's it. They are responsible for managing that applications. List the objectives of cloud security. List at least one from everyone. We discussed about why we are moving to the cloud. What are the objectives of cloud security? Some of the objectives of cloud security are cost, scalability, which is like nothing but availability, then compliance, security, and cost. Okay, these are the major objectives of cloud security. The next one, what are the full forms of all these three? IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Very easy answer. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service, PaaS stands for platform as a service, and SaaS stands for software as a service. Right? Remember these concepts for the next session on Saturday. Next Saturday, keep one debit card or credit card ready so that you guys can create accounts for each AWS, GCP, and Azure free accounts. We'll get into the practicals. Okay. How many of you scored at least 7? You can reply to all. 7, 8, 9.